Hi, welcome to my second video. I am recording this today from my kitchen and I want to make some stuffed shells. But not just any stuffed shells, I want to make some stuffed spinach beef shells to share with my neighbor and also for a couple of days. So stay tuned. Since I don't have a cameraman, I'm gonna have to do this all by hand here. So first thing we can start off with is making sure we have enough water for the shells. Next we have the pan, which we are going to put in maybe medium heat, making sure it turns on. And here is where we're gonna put a little bit of olive oil. And we're going to put our beef in there so we can cook it while the water boils for the shells. As the meat is sauteing, what I added was a little bit of white wine so it wouldn't be so dry. And then I love this, you can get it at Walmart. It's yum yum sauce. So I just want to put a little bit, just to make it a little bit. It has a little bit of a tang to it. So this is what it should look like. It looks like that. And we let that saute in here for a little bit and we can cover it so it can cook well. Make sure it's not dry and getting all burnt. While we wait for the meat to cook, the next step is I have oregano, an oregano bush out in my backyard. And so what I do is I want to incorporate some of the herbs that I have growing back there. So I just basically grab it and I'll cut this up and make sure I add it to the mixture that I'll make with the ricotta cheese and the mozzarella cheese and all the other condiments. So I'll just do this, cut this up in little smaller pieces, and I'll be right back. The next step would be to put the ricotta cheese in the bowl and make your mixture. So let's let this go up. I use three 15-ounce containers of ricotta cheese. Now that may seem like a lot, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to make enough mixture to save and to share with my neighbor. An exaggerated amount. My husband says I make an exaggerated amount of everything because I like to save for the next day, share my food, or if I really don't want to cook, I have a couple of days worth of stuff. I can freeze it for later. This is a meal that you can freeze for later and then revisit. So let's put the seasonings. Put the seasoning that I just got from outside, the oregano. Let's put that. It smells delicious. Okay, so we've got that. We've got oregano in here, okay? I forgot one item, which helps stick everything together like glue. We can use parsley. Some people don't do it like this. They only use the basic basil, salt, pepper. But if you got a little Latin in you, you're gonna put as many seasonings as you will please. And the old-fashioned basil. Okay, so these are all the seasonings, and this is to your liking, whatever you choose to add. I also add a little bit of garlic, okay, and of course salt and pepper, which is the basic for every meal, and pepper. And you have to be careful with all the seasonings because you don't want to overdo it with the salt intake. I also add nutmeg. Nutmeg has this, oh, this amazing flavor. Okay, so what else is missing? It's missing the cheese, the Parmesan cheese, okay, and also mozzarella cheese. This is going to be what you stuff your shells with. So this is going to go a long way. Okay, what else is missing? The egg that will bind everything together. Okay. And then let's see. We'll see how that looks in a moment as we stir it all together. We'll see what's needed. And then we'll stuff this into our shells. The water is boiling. The meat's already cooked. So now this is a meat that I had in my freezer from when my mom visited that I used. She had already pre-seasoned it, so I just grabbed it from the freezer. Now this seems to need a couple more things. Let's see, because if you see too much ricotta cheese, that's not the way we are supposed to see. It's not the consistency that we want. We want to make sure that everything is equally combined. I forgot to add the spinach, so I'll be right back. Let's add a little bit of spinach in there. Now this is a canned spinach, of course. This is a spinach that I got. I had saved it in the refrigerator, and so you can add as much as you want. It'll all be incorporated in. It won't look as yucky as it does when it comes out of the can. Okay. Okay. One moment. So this is the consistency that you're looking for when you're done with all the ingredients that have been incorporated. So it looks like this. Okay, that's what's going to be in your stuffed shells. And if we come over here, the water's already ready. We just put a little bit of salt. It's going to bubble up. Okay, and then we put some oil. Enough oil. And then we go ahead and grab our jumbo shells. I sure wish I had some calamari. And since we had all these, we can add these as well. Sorry for the shaky video. And so we stir it. Give it a good stir. I would say 8 minutes. 8 minutes. And we will be right back. Next step would be to place some sauce in the bottom of your pans. You're going to lay these shells on these little, you could take whatever size you want. I'm only using the smaller ones that I have here so I can share it with my neighbor or neighbors, depending on how much I make. So this is going to be utilized as if it were your oil spray for the pan. You don't even have to spray it. Just put this. And then, once this is done, you're going to add the meat onto, put you back up here. We're going to add the meat onto this bowl here, and we're going to incorporate it with what we have. Sorry about the shaky video. I'm really an amateur. Let's see. So now we can incorporate all of the beef that we put some yum yum sauce in and stuff. Let's see. This is all good. Scrape all that bad boy in there. It's going to be delicious. So let's stir it in very carefully. This is going to be very good. So you've got spinach, you've got my oregano, the basil, the parsley, the salt, the pepper, the nutmeg. You've got mozzarella cheese, and you have Parmesan cheese. Let's see, what else am I missing? A little bit of garlic powder. And did I say spinach already? Probably said spinach already. And then you have this goopy, delicious, heavenly thing. Let's see if you guys can see it. I'm sure you can. Let's see. So that's what it looks like. You've already gotten your I call it the pudding for the shells. So we'll be right back. And now it's time for draining the pasta. And be careful you don't get burned like I almost did. Cold water, let it run so that way it stops the cooking process and it becomes cold enough for you to handle it in order to put the stuffing that goes with the shells, stuffed shells. Here comes the hard work, the stuffing of the shells. Can you guys see that? My first shell. This is how it should look. And you lay it down right here. I wish you guys could see. I wish I could be in two places at once, or move my camera. And then we stuff each individual shell. And we keep going. We repeat. Now I think I made too much stuffing here, which I can also save and make it for another day. So this is very therapeutic, so long as dogs are locked outside of the back patio and not barking at every person that passes by. It's very therapeutic. One more, and I will pause so I can finish up here faster. Here we go. This is definitely something that will make your fingers dirty, and I will show you the picture soon. And here we have the stuffed shells already in their little Pyrex, in my little Pyrex, and the next step is just pour some tomato sauce all over this. And after you cover it with tomato sauce, you can add your cheese on top, and this goes in the oven for 350 on a 350 degree oven for 35 minutes. 350 degree oven for 35 minutes. And here we have the cheese, the mozzarella cheese that we're going to put all over it. And then we cover it with aluminum foil. So you can put as much cheese as you like. And not only this cheese, but you don't have to only use mozzarella cheese, but you put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. Okay. And then you put a little bit Parmigiano or Reggiano. I make this for Christmas and sometimes Thanksgiving, but I felt to make it so I can have it on video. And so goes in the oven for 350, 35 minutes, and we'll show you the end result. I'm back. In the event that you have made too much of your stuffed shells and you're done with all the stuffing, You can actually freeze it in a Pyrex or in a pie dish, and make sure that you use some saran wrap, and you make sure that you really seal all the edges so that there's no openings, to make sure that it stays fresh. You cover it up, and you can freeze it for as long as you need to freeze it. Maybe your next event, maybe a quick dinner. You can save it. So I'll be saving this one for, I don't know, maybe next month or something like that. So that's a good idea. The stuffed shells are in the oven, and they are still cooking. And I've got a couple of more minutes before I can pull them out and show you what they look like. Here goes the finished product. This is what it looks like. I've already put a little bit in here so I can taste it for you. And I promise you, I will be honest. Delightfully delicious. Please enjoy making this recipe and let me know what you think.